Finally, it was just those little barrettes that were actually my own for the most part, or we would buy a couple here and there, and Brenda and I would, you know, pop them in because we thought it was so inappropriate in that context that, you know, Vala bringing a bit of bling to the SG-1 was, you know, her major contribution to army fashion.
Because when you're going undercover off-world, you need bling. Just lay low, don't get noticed, hide in the bushes. Bling!
This question is for Joe. In seasons 4 and 5, it seemed like Shepard was a bit darker, more serious, more weight of the world, and I wondered if that was a conscious choice on your part or the writers, and if it was, then why?
You're right.
Remarkably true to life. No, it was a decision. I think that Joe and Paul took over the last 2 seasons, and I think they wrote a little bit darker. So I think that we ended up with something a little bit darker. When we started the show, I was trying to distinguish between SG-1 and Atlantis, and the only analogy I could come up with was like SG-1 Superman, Atlantis is Batman. And I don't know that they liked that analogy, but I think toward the last 2 years we went dark, and they did some things that were pretty interesting. And I liked it. I thought it was a good choice. But I think it could have gone with a little bit of humor, always to counterbalance the darkness. And but I like Vegas was a lot of fun to do, and I think it was pretty dark. We really had so many more storylines that could have been explored, so it's too bad. When you're doing these things, you don't know that it's the end. So it's not like that's the place you're trying to get to. You're just exploring things, and you hope that things evolved. And we were canceled. That's how that worked out. Water, I told you. Send the water to the network.
Water?
No, I'm totally serious.
This question is for Jason. What's the funniest thing you've ever done to somebody while on set?
How many kids are here?
Jason, you're on TV right now.
Yeah. I don't know if I can tell him. I mean, we'll just do a PG version. PG version. I mean, no, that's not PG. I dry docked a lot of my, you know what dry docking is?
No.
Let me tell you. You go into your castmate's room, turn on that heater really high, turn off the water, you let that water go down in their toilet, and you're real hungover, you got something brewing in you. You go ahead and leave it in that toilet, with no water, and then you leave, you shut that door and you let it just fester. Let the heat warm it up, and then you're just gonna go like that. That's all I got. That's dry docking. Next question.
By the way, that was not done to me.
My question is for Paul and Rachel, and I was curious if you guys knew if there was ever going to be any future for Starcrossed, everyone's favorite sci-fi soap from a dog.
Well, I know that David is working on it, and I know that he's talked with the network about it, and I don't know. I mean, it looks positive, but thus far they haven't done anything to greenlight it. But it's still out there, and it's still in the works, and it's still very much a part of what David's hoping to pursue. And if he does it, I'm sure that both of us will be on it. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun to play. And I just wanted to thank Jason for that, by the way. Appreciate that.
I know the quest for knowledge is a really noble thing, and I've just realized in the last 2 minutes that I could have lived the rest of my entire life not needing to know about that.
Me too.
Sounds like you learned the hard way.
I kind of think that information will come in handy one day. I appreciate you teaching me that.
Dustin Hoffman, watch out.
I'm sure that falls into some category of like domestic terrorism. It really is horrible.
Next question.
On a totally different note, this question is for Joe. And it seemed like an Outcast, we got a little bit of the John Shepherd backstory, which we didn't really get in the series. And I would imagine as an actor, you had thought through some of that beforehand, and so I was just wondering.
I actually created that episode, Outcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I got paid for it, but I did create it. I was supposed to get writing credit, but I guess I'm not Canadian or something, so they wouldn't give it to me. No, it's true. I'm being 100%. The unions are very strict in Canada. And so what I was able to take credit for was a little bit confusing. But I thought Outcast was a pretty good episode, and it was fun. It's always fun to go back to Earth and stuff. And yeah, I didn't want my dad to die. That was the only difference. I wanted him to be kind of like Christopher Lloyd, and continue to like bedevil me for the rest of the series and stuff. Thought that would be a lot of fun, the creation of a character like that. But well, they killed him. So, in fact, I never did a scene with the guy. I did it with his casket. And it was a good episode. I liked it. And I totally agree with you. There wasn't enough backstory being explored. And there's not much you can do except go upstairs and try to become friends with them and to write backstory for you. I guess I wasn't very good at it. I don't know. So, but thanks for asking.
This question is for Jason. A couple of my friends saw you in the dealer's room this morning, and we were wondering what you bought.
Oh, the dealer's room?
You're selling.
Look at his shirt.
I bought a shirt. It's great.
Rachel's chair. Yeah, he's selling it.
I buy weird stuff. I bought like sumo slippers, Japanese sumo slippers, flasks for water, and what else? God. That's it. Lingerie. Not for me, obviously.
I hear they're custom making fangs. Has anyone got any of those fangs? They look amazing.
The fangs?
Yeah, you can get them customized. I still want to get
I
some.
do too, but there's appointments for
Let's do it.
Right here.
Right after the panel, man. We'll all get matching fangs. Won't last as long as tattoos, so if it's a huge mistake and we regret it, we can just take them off.
Very cool room. I just want to say before we go, we have to go shortly. If you haven't already, come and visit all these fine folks up at the Walk of